Hello folks, my name is Peter Hilts and I'm the CEO in District 49, and I'm excited to share with you a little bit of information about our journey to performance excellence. We like to say that our journey is defined by three key elements. One of those is our brand and our vision mission. We want to be the best choice to learn, work, and lead. And that means that every time somebody is choosing whether to work with us or to come to school with us or just to move into the neighborhood, we want to earn their choice. But we also want to learn, work, and lead every day at all levels. So as we go on our journey to performance excellence, you'll notice every time you see our logo that the stroke that connects the 49 is actually representative of a path. And in our case, it's a pathway up the peak, which tells us that we're continuously walking toward higher and higher levels of performance. So that brand, along with our vision to be the best choice and our mission to learn, work, and lead, those together form one of our three key identity points. The second defining element for District 49 is our cultural compass. What we did is we gathered together value statements from every classroom and workroom across the district, and we assembled those into our cultural compass that helps us stay on course with our values. You'll notice that there's an inner ring, and that tells us how we treat each other with care and respect, by taking responsibility and showing that we trust one another. The outer ring speaks to how we treat our work, which keeps learning as our true north, but ensures that we work in teams with purpose and innovation. So when you put that all together, these values on the cultural compass tell us who we aspire to be as an organization. Values are great, they define our culture, but every great culture also has to have a great strategy. So in District 49, we've identified these 6 big rocks. So we borrow from the metaphor in Stephen Covey and others. It says, if you fill your life with all the trivial details first, you're going to have trouble fitting in the really important things. But if you start with the big rocks, then you can add the medium-sized stones and the pebbles and sand and even water, and you get more into your life bucket. Plus, those other smaller things really hold the big rocks together. So in District 49, we adapted that metaphor to talk about our 6 strategic priorities. The 2 foundational bedrock priorities are that we value all people and we sustain enduring trust. Everything else rests on those. But as you continue up around the circle, you'll see that we're committed to the priority of engaging our community. We want to offer exceptional choices for every workforce member and for every student and family. We want to make sure that everyone is building off of a firm foundation, whether those are our youngest learners or our most veteran professionals. And finally, the thing that all of this is trying to build toward is to launch successful students. And we want students to be successful no matter what version of success they are pursuing. That could be going on to more scholarship at a 4-year or 2-year university. It could be some kind of technical training. It could be service in military or ministry. It could be starting a business, starting a career, or starting a family. We want our students to launch to success no matter what kind of success they have defined. So we take our cultural compass and our big rocks, and we break those out into a variety of different systems and processes and routines and rhythms. And the most important of all those processes and routines is something we call our culture and strategy of continuous improvement. In our culture and strategy of continuous improvement, we take our mission to learn, work, and lead, and we break it out into 3 phases. The first phase is the innovation phase, where we're learning a lot, trying things out, maybe on a small scale or in a single site. If we find out that this is a bad idea, then we untry it, we stop innovating. But if we find out that it's a good idea, then we scale it up. And in the transformation phase, we take that innovative idea and we make it more of our routine. And we build out routines and systems and processes and documents that help us do this good idea at scale. When we've done that work of transformation, then we fulfill our vision by leading into the mature phase. And the mature phase is when we've done something well enough that we can consistently implement that idea with effectiveness and with all people on board. And that's the point that we're ready to lead a mature process. So being innovative is really important because in Colorado, we operate in an environment of open choice. That means we're competing for students, we're competing for staff, and even reputation with districts all around us. And so we've got to be smarter, we've got to be a little bit faster, and this friend here illustrates what I'm talking about.
White. Okay.
So just like our little friend there, we also want to be agile, we also want to be smart, and here's part of the reason why. We compete with two districts immediately to our west. One of them is bigger and has more resources, one of them has wealth, and one of them has size, and we aren't going to be able to compete with them on resources or on size or on longevity, so we have to be more strategic and more innovative. What happens in Colorado's school funding model is that our neighboring districts have more local resources to add on top of the state share. And as a consequence, you can see here the difference in local resources that are available in District 49. Now this happens to be more of a spreadsheet view that shows you a bar graph. I'm kind of a simple guy and I like board games, so I sort of prefer this view, which shows us that we are absolutely operating at a competitive disadvantage. So with our culture and our strategy of continuous improvement, and with the fact that we have to be agile and innovative to compete, the district has chosen to operate as a district of autonomous innovative zones. So we have 3 geographic zones defined by boundaries and school attendance areas, and then we have 1 full district zone called the I-Connect zone that covers all of our unconventional schools, including alternative campuses, hybrid and online campuses, as well as our charter school portfolio. We put those schools into zones of innovation because it allows them to try different things, and when we identify a new best practice, we can deploy that across other zones and other schools so that we keep improving. Now, of course, we value autonomy for the zones, but there are some things where we need to be centralized. For example, we all have to have the same security protocols, and we need to follow the same requirements for special education or nutrition services. But in areas like instruction and curriculum, and even some of the staffing models, we want to grant great flexibility to schools and zones because that's where the innovation happens and that's where new effective models can emerge. So when you have a great cultural strategy, when you have a value system that you adhere to, sometimes you want to know, hey, are our vision and mission and our culture and strategy really working to make us a better organization? And in District 49, we can answer yes with emphasis, because we have submitted our performance to an organization called Rocky Mountain Performance Excellence, which uses the national Baldrige criteria to evaluate organizations, including school districts. And not only did we win the award for the foothills level of performance, the next year we increased that to Timberline, and then we won the highest award possible, which is the Peak Performance Award. So we know by external validation that this system of values and culture, vision and mission, it's working for our community, it's working for our students, it's working for District 49. We're so glad you're part of our team, because following our cultural compass, which will guide us to better performance, implementing our strategic priorities is going to make District 49 the best choice to learn, work, and lead.